853 by 480. Hi, this is Vishan Borich, and I think we're about ready to get started here. If I could just get a note from somebody to let me know that you can see this, and we'll get started with our live broadcast. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So welcome. This is the 5:30 Down and Dirty. That's Central Time. And what this is a training class. It's a free training class where I go through helping you to market your business, whatever business that may be. And if you are on my team, if you are on Team Tough, which is also known as Tough, Unstoppable, Fearless, and Free, then you're going to use this to grow your online business, because with these tips and tools, you can literally grow any online business. So today, we specifically are going to be talking about how to use video to drive more business to your website or whatever business that you have. So I'm going to be demonstrating that. I'll be kind of bouncing back and forth between showing my screen and also with just talking to you like I am now. Today I actually have one of my kids here, and he wants to say hello. Yeah, come on over. Come over here so they can see you. My other son is off doing stuff, but this is Jack. I don't know if you can see him in here. He's going to be helping me today, and this is one of the joys of having your own business, is that your kids can even help you out, and sometimes I even put him to work with filing things and things like that. He's a good helper. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started. So before I show my screen, let me talk about the importance of video and why you should use it in your marketing of your business. So the importance of video is number one. Specifically, I'm talking today about using YouTube video. If you're not familiar with YouTube, it's been around a while now. It's pretty popular, but it's YouTube, YOUTUBE.com. And the reason YouTube is so valuable to you is because Google, which everybody's heard of Google actually owns YouTube. And because of that relationship, Google, the search engine, is more likely to show the videos that are posted on YouTube. So the search terms come up, and I don't know if you know this, but YouTube videos, everything you say in the video is actually transcribed. They have some kind of a software that transcribes that, so that keywords are automatically generated in the back end of that video, so that anytime somebody does a search for certain keywords, if you've spoken those in your video, it's more likely that that video will come up. So here's the benefit of this. You share a business, you have a business, share some information about your business in a short video. And by short, you want to keep all of your videos to about 3 minutes or less. That's about the maximum attention span that most people have in our busy lives. So if you can keep your videos at that length, and then within your video talk about something related to your business, or some useful tip that you've learned, or maybe a new product or service that you offer, and then in the video also mention your web address, what you're doing is now all of those keywords are getting picked up and integrated into Google search engine, and it's more likely that you'll get traffic to your video. So I'm going to show you some really cool things today on how you can set up your video so that it gets picked up even more, and therefore you get more traffic that comes to you and your website. But not only that, video is valuable because it makes you a professional or the leader in whatever topic that you're discussing. The more videos that you produce, the more you become the go-to person for whatever topic that you're discussing, which is a very important position to be in because it helps to drive more business to you. All right, so I'm going to flip my screen around here and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean on video, how you can upload a video, what are some tricks to do that, and then how to tag your video so that it becomes more searchable by Google. So give me just a moment here. All right, so right now I'm on YouTube, and I'm hopeful that that's what you're seeing on your screen right now. So I'm actually logged in as myself. So for those of you who have never used YouTube before, what I recommend that you do is that, number one, you need to get a Gmail account, because without Gmail, you can't really set up a YouTube or upload anything to it. So Gmail accounts are free. Just go to Gmail, and you can create a Gmail account, and once you have that, then you can go into YouTube and begin uploading your first video. So you're probably saying, well, how do I record these videos? Do I need fancy camera or equipment in order to do this? Absolutely not. But one thing that I do recommend is that you have, at minimum, a smartphone. And you can have any type of smartphone these days, typically has a video camera on it. Personally, I use an iPhone, and the iPhone, I can flip the screen around so I can actually see myself as I'm recording that video. The benefit of that is, I can make sure that everything's positioned right and that the background of my video is appropriate for what I want to discuss. And it's helpful for me to be able to do that. I know there's other smartphones out there that will do a similar effect, and that's what I would recommend. Here's another tip before I show you how to upload video. I recommend that sound quality is good, and the way to improve your sound quality, and here's a really inexpensive way to do that, is to actually plug in your earbuds that came with your phone. Most every smartphone comes with a set of earbuds, and in those earbuds there's typically a microphone that hangs from one of the wires of the earbud. That microphone is quite good. So what I do, and this is my little trick I'll share with you, is I actually plug in the earbuds into my iPhone, and then I drape the earbuds into my shirt or my clothing. And in some cases, I even use just a clip or a pin to pin it to my shirt so that I have a microphone that's close to me when I'm recording that video. So this is huge, because without good sound quality, most people will not stay on your video. And this is a wonderful way to do it if you're on a tight budget. Obviously, as your budget increases, or if you have the budget to get higher quality video equipment, that's going to be much better. And another tip that I'll give you before I show you how to upload is that you don't really have to have the best quality video and the most professional video to make an impact. In fact, there's been some studies done that say videos that are kind of more homemade looking tend to get more views than something that looks really professionally done. And I believe it's because they're expecting from those home-based videos for something funny to happen, or something out of the ordinary. It's off the cuff, and so it's entertaining. It's more entertaining to see that, and it appears more real life instead of having an actor or actress that's doing the video. It's real life, and it actually generates trust. And from one of my other videos, I talked about getting people to know, like, and trust you is one of the key reasons that you want to do video. All right, so I've given you quite a few tips all at once there. But let me go back here, and I'm going to show you now how you upload a video into YouTube if you've never done it before. So once you're logged in, you can see I'm logged in here, And when you first come into YouTube, you'll see an option to log in the upper corner. And once you get logged in, you'll see right here it says upload. Very simple. All you do is just click on upload. And when you get there, you can see that there's a number of things that you can click on. For me, the easiest way is to just select files to upload. Now, if you have a smartphone, you can actually download the YouTube app for your phone, and the video that you took with your smartphone, you can just upload it right from your phone. Although if you're having trouble with that, you could basically sync your phone to your computer. Just plug it in with the included cable that came with it to your computer and download the videos onto your hard drive. And then from there, if you're in the YouTube app like I am here, and this is actually on my computer, then you would just select the file from your desktop that you uploaded from your phone, and then you could go ahead and make it public here. So you'll notice I can just drag and drop my files here. Or if I click here, it'll allow me to search my desktop for the video. One of the things you'll see is right here where there's a drop down and it says public by default, but you also have the option to do unlisted, private, or scheduled. Public is the one I recommend if you're trying to drive traffic to your website. By making your video public, anyone can find it, and it's going to give you the desired effect of being able to drive more and more traffic to your business and to your website. The other options, unlisted, is a way that you can publish a video, but the only way somebody can see it is if they actually have the link to it. And then finally, there's private, and a private video is really, I mean, the only people that can see those are you. So I would not use that one unless you have a video that you just need to store somewhere because you're planning on doing something else with it. Then you could use that. At any point, let's say that you uploaded a video as private, you could then go back in and edit the video and turn it to public. So you can change whatever you selected from the beginning. For me, I just leave it on public and I edit kind of on the fly. Sorry, I've got dogs in here, so if you're hearing noises, that's what's going on in the background. All right, so you go ahead and you upload your video, and I'm going to show you some videos that I've uploaded. If I click here, and I just clicked on the gear, you'll see that there's some other options here. What I want to do is I want to go to the video manager. All right, so I've got quite a few different videos here. So I'm just going to pull up one I did a week ago that was for a trip to New Orleans that I took. So you'll see, like, after you've uploaded your video, click here. I don't want it to play right yet. Okay, after you've uploaded your video, you have the capability to make some edits. And one of the things that it'll ask you when you're uploading your video is to enter in a title. I recommend giving your video a title that describes exactly what you're talking about in the video. Think of this as a keyword. It's going to help your video get found, especially if you use a title that is like how to do something or good information on this. Some of the best titles that I've seen are there's a guy called the Crazy Russian Hacker, and he always says you've been doing this wrong. And here's an example. He says you've been folding your shirts wrong. And then he gives an example of how you could better fold your shirts so that they fit better in your drawers, and therefore you can fit more clothing in your drawers without getting all wrinkled. I mean, it's just something like that, but because he says, you've been doing it wrong, it makes the video, you want to see what it's all about, because it says that you've been doing it wrong, so you want to know, well, why have I been doing it wrong? And it's a great call to action for somebody to open up that video. So that's just another tip I'll give you. So this is the title, and when you initially give it a title, you can always come in and edit that title just by clicking the little pencil. It'll let you do that. And then down here is the description. So one of the things that I recommend is that you make sure that you include a link to your website in the description. and you want your link to come up before the show more. I don't know if you see right here, it says show more. If I click on that, it's going to show some additional information that I've plugged in, and for this one I plugged in another link, and I'll talk about that in a second. But you want to make sure that your link to your website is included in the description. If you are on my team, on Team Tough, one of the things that I recommend is that the link that you include is actually a link to a capture page. And for those of you that aren't familiar with a capture page, it's a link that takes them to a web page that requests their email address. Because my goal is to collect as many emails as possible, because now I have people that I can contact, that I can share my products and services with, and build a relationship with. So that should be something that if you have an online business, you really want to work on, is constantly adding emails to your list. And so for team members that are with me, I hope you're hearing this, make sure that the link that you use goes directly to a lead capture page, an email capture page, so that you can then use that to start making contact and building relationships with those people. Okay, so as far as what do you type as the description, I recommend that you use whatever you had as the header somewhere in there, or describe what you're talking about in your description. And here's another tip. And I know I'm just throwing lots of tips at you tonight. I hope that you're taking good notes. I'm going to go to Google. And so let's see, what was this one about? It was the benefits of attending live events. So I'm going to put in here benefits of attending live events. Okay, and the reason I wanted to type in this into Google is because if I scroll down here, and this one may not be a very good one. I'm just going to reduce this down. I'm going to show you what I'm trying to do here in just a second. Okay, here we go. So what I want you to do is in Google, type in a portion or the actual thing that you're going to be talking about in your video. And what this does is it's going to show you the most commonly searched strings that are used in Google for whatever topic you're talking about. Now, live events is probably not the most talked about topic, but just by me typing in live events, you can see some of the most talked about things are WWE live events, LA live events, stereo live events, Nokia live events. So let me see if I do a search just for live events happens. It's not doing what I want it to. This one is such a broad term. Let me type in something else that I've used that there was a lot of. Let's see. Bear with me. I'm trying to find a good one that's going to show you some different results. I'm still not getting what I want, but basically what I'm trying to do are find keywords that I could also use. So let's see, how to, let's see what we got here. Sometimes it'll give you a list of different search terms that people have used in the past. And that's what I'm trying to get to come up here. Of course, you know, when I'm on a live call, that's when it doesn't work for me for whatever reason. But a lot of times what will happen is if you type in a search string here in Google, at the very bottom down here, it'll show you different keywords that have commonly been used in the past. And what I do is I try to take those keywords and to actually use them in my description. And the benefit of that is that now you're making your video more viral because it's going to have all of these different keywords that are commonly searched for across Google, and it'll in turn help bump your video to the top of the list when somebody does a search. So I'm not having a lot of success with some of the keywords I'm typing, but you can see that when I type something, it automatically shows me some of the other keywords that are being used, and so I could essentially use those in my description. So I could talk about the benefits of how to record video recording, how to capture video to MP3 if it applies. It's not always going to apply to what you're talking about, but it's a great way to find other keywords that are commonly searched by the world when they're out there searching on Google. So let me go back now. So that's your description. So just a couple points to recover or re-hit is your description. You want to make sure that you include a link to your capture page, or at minimal your web page, within the first 2 or 3 sentences so that it shows up before the show more section of the description. Okay. The other thing is to try to get in as many keywords as you can within those sentences so that it in turn causes your video to get picked up more readily by Google. Now here's another tip that I'm going to give you that is huge for me. It really helped to get more traffic to my videos. So if you're on your video page on YouTube, you'll notice that you can always click share down here, and by clicking share it gives you a link to share with other people so that they can go right to your video. Well, that's a great link, but what you really want is at the very top of the page. You see this URL that I'm highlighting? This URL is the actual YouTube URL for your video. So what I do with all of my videos, I started doing this recently, is I copy that URL and just you can just Control-C or just right-click and copy it, and then you come down here into your description. Let me go back to the description. You click Edit, and then in the bottom or somewhere in your description, you actually paste, and I've already done it for this video, you actually paste in the URL for this video. You're saying, why on earth would I want to do that? Well, you want to do this because what it does, it actually causes Google to search for this video more frequently because it likes YouTube. And so if it sees something that has the YouTube URL in it, it's going to help get your video in more of the top of the search, depending on the keywords that you have. So this is just another little sneaky tip, ninja tip, that you can add to your description to help get your videos picked up. All right, so that's how you upload your video. So when you actually are working on your video, even after you've uploaded it, you can see, like on this one, I've got some text that I've actually plugged into the video. How did I do that? So let me show you how I did that, because this is really cool. This is called a watermark. If you're not familiar with that, a watermark is a way so that your video is branded with your URL or your information. The benefit of this is, number one, it keeps your URL or your website in front of everybody, but secondly, it prevents somebody from stealing your video and then using it for their own purpose. And I know you're probably wondering, wow, who would do that? Well, you'd be surprised. If you've got some really good content in your video, somebody could download that video. And there are ways you can download YouTube videos, and then they can slap on their own logo and their own information and then re-upload that video to YouTube. But if you've embedded in your video your web address or some kind of text pointing back to you, you are now preventing it or making it less likely that somebody can steal your video, because why would they want to steal your video if it already is branded with your information? So you're probably wondering, okay, well, that's great. How do I do this? Well, what's cool is YouTube actually provides the tools necessary for you to be able to do this on your own. And here's how you do it. if you look down in here, right underneath your video, after you've uploaded it into YouTube, you've got all these little icons. So the one you want is this one that looks like a little bubble. It says annotations. So you click on that. And once you've clicked on that, and I'm just going to hit pause so I don't have to hear myself again here. Once you click on that, you have the capability to add text. You'll see right here where it says add annotation. If I click on that, there's several different options. You can just kind of experiment with them. The one that I use the most is this one right here. It says title. And if you click on title, it's going to give you a little box, and I'll do it and then I'll remove it. So I can just, I can type my name and move it wherever you want to move it. You can make it whatever size you want to make it, or you can grab the corners here and I can make it smaller. So you can do whatever it is you want to do, and then here's how you determine where it shows up in the video. Down here it shows you the entire length of the video. So right now I've got my name, and it's just going to show up for a little portion of the video. If I want it to show up throughout the entire video, I just grab the edges here and I can make my name show up throughout the entire video, which is what I would recommend you do if you plug in your URL, is that you set it up so it plays throughout the entire video, so it watermarks the entire video with your brand. And then just make sure after you're done, you want to make sure you click publish so that it saves these changes and annotations that you add to your video. So great trick, and it's a wonderful way to protect your videos and to get your web address out in the forefront of everybody else. The other thing I'll recommend is that at some point during your video, you should actually mention your web address. So verbalize that. Say the name of your web address, and that's another way that you can protect your video from it, getting taken by somebody else. All right, I'm going to remove my name on here because I don't really need that. And to remove it, you just select it here and you click the little trash can, and now it's gone. All right, so I'm going to come back. I've given you a lot of information here in 30 minutes, and I try to keep these Hangouts to 30 minutes simply because I know everybody's got busy schedules, but I hope that you found this beneficial. So now you should know how to upload a video into YouTube, how to make it viral simply by giving it a good title, by keeping it 3 minutes or less, by writing some good descriptive information, by including a link to your web address, or better, a capture page which collects people's email addresses, and then finally by including a link to the actual YouTube address at the top. That will help to get more searches. There's one more little trick I will tell you before we leave today, and that is backlinks. Backlinks are key. So what are backlinks? It's a way to get other people to see your video. It's by putting links out there to the world so that they'll see your video. So what I would recommend is initially on your own website, you're going to want to link to your videos. This is a great way to, number one, to get people to see more of your videos, but it's also going to increase the search results, because the more websites that actually are pointing to your videos, the more frequently that they're going to display. So here's the other little tip I'll give you. Use the company called Fiverr. You're not familiar with Fiverr? Fiverr is a way for other people to share your links. I mean, there's a lot of jobs out there, but for this particular purpose, what I do is I come out here to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and then I'm going to do a search for backlinks. And you can see a number of people, they call them gigs, but they're basically people that are willing to create backlinks to whatever website you give them. So you can come in here, and I typically resort these by high ratings because you want somebody that does a good job. And most every job in here is $5. That's where they start at. And you can come in here and you can actually hire somebody to send backlinks to your video. So you would just simply click on one of these, give them your link to your video. So by the link, you want to give them this link at the top of the page, and then encourage them to do backlinks to that. So this is another really bonus tip that's going to help drive more traffic to your videos, which in turn will drive more traffic to your website and get you more customers. So I hope you found this useful today. If so, feel free to shoot me a note or send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. If there are other tips or tricks or questions that you might have, feel free to ask them. I look forward to speaking to you again on the next 30-minute Down and Dirty. Take care. Have a great rest of the week.